What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for Sistas on BET Season 2, episode number 21. Oh, we should be wrapping up the season. The episode was titled Where the Heart Is. Alright, you guys, so before we get into this episode review, if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to the channel, then do me a solid favor and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell, select all, so that way you guys are aware of when I drop any other content. All right, you guys, so without further ado, let's get into the episode review, shall we? All right, you guys, so the episode, it picks up where the last one left off. You guys remember in the last episode, Aaron walked in on Karen and Zach having sex, thinking that they were fighting. Once again, when you have sex, have you? Never mind. Maybe he did. You know, maybe he wasn't putting it down like that. So we see Zach and Karen. So now Zach trying to get his clothes back up. Karen pulling her dress down. You know, situating her panties. Should have brushed her hair because her hair was just up in a hump. So they have a big back and forth with each other. She's like, "What kind of spell you got on me?" He's like, "Me? Like you got a spell on me too." So, like I said, they were arguing back and forth about that. So eventually Zach walks out and he leaves. Aaron's still there. She told Pam to leave, and Pam was like, "Let me go in here and get his phone." So Pam goes to get his phone. "Here you go, Aaron. I'll see you later, Aaron." So then Karen is apologizing to Aaron, saying that, you know, she didn't want this to happen. He says, "How did this happen?" She says, "Well, Zach came over about being arrested. He was crying, I was crying, and boom, we had sex." So she does say, he says, "You're still in love with him." She says, "I am, but I'm not in love with him, and I don't want to be." So he says, "Okay, well, to make things easier for you and me right now, maybe we shouldn't see each other. Maybe I should just give you some space, so that way you can see where your heart is, because half of your heart is with Zach, and the other half is with me." And I was just saying things to myself, how long with but Karen and Aaron, they've only been dating like, what, maybe a week at this point. I don't know if it's been a full week. It might be a few days. Yeah, it might be a few days, right? Correct me in the comment section below. Let's move on. All right, guys, next we see Dani and Sabrina. So Dani and Sabrina are heading over to Andy's crib. Dani doesn't feel like this is a good idea, and I'm actually with Dani. Like, girl, why are we? It's the equivalent of talking to a brick wall. If Andy has her heart sitting on being with Gary, what are you guys gonna accomplish by having a conversation with her? I just don't get it. So then, Sabrina says, "I think I might go out with Jacoby." Cool. Go out with Jacoby. We don't care. Just stop talking about Penny, man. And then Dan's like, she's like, but Danny was like, "Oh God, please don't talk about Penny, man." I was with Dan. I'm like, "Girl, please don't talk about Penny, man." I am so sick of her and Penny, man. Which we're gonna talk about Penny, man, in just a minute. So you guys remember a few episodes ago when this whole situation with Zach came about the money being, stolen from Karen. You guys remember Sabrina said that she would reach out to the fraud department to, get footage of who actually signed for, the transactions. So in this episode, the woman from the fraud department called and she let her know that it wasn't a man that did this, and it wasn't a man that did this. And Sabrina was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "It was a woman that signed the name Zach." She says, "I sent you footage of, what it was, so send your email." So Dani, like, "Girl, bitch, open that shit now." She's like, "I'm driving, Dani." She's like, "Okay, give me your phone." She's like, "Which email is it?" She says, "It's that one right there." So they click on it and they start watching it, and Dani was like, "Oh," they were both like, "Oh shit, that's not Zach." And Dani looks at it. She's like, I recognize that woman. I've definitely saw her before. She looks like one of Karen's clients." So Dani is eager to give this information to Karen because Karen, she doesn't want to be wrong, and she was adamant that this was Zach. I'm here for it. Oh God. Maurice. It's not Maurice that I'm sighing about. It's his roommate, Calvin. So Maurice comes home. He's speaking to Calvin. Calvin is ironing his shirt and ignoring him. God, I just want somebody to... Penny Man gotta go. Because Calvin is just sulking and it's just like, you told Sabrina this and that. You just want to spill the tea to her. And, you know, Maurice is like, yeah, you saying things like spill the tea, that makes it even more questionable. So I'm so confused. It's like, why do you care? I mean, you told him in the last episode to tell Sabrina not to contact you anymore, even after she said that she deleted your number and she blocked you. So it's annoying at this point, to be quite honest with you. I'm sick of, honestly, I'm sick of Sabrina and I'm sick of Calvin. Both of them are getting on my last nerve. So then he's talking about her and Jacoby, and I'm just like, oh my God, you just went out on a date with another woman. Why are you concerned about her? Just like she went out on a date with Jacoby, why are you concerned about, oh God, Sabrina and Calvin? Oh, can one of them get hit by a car, and preferably Calvin? Just let somebody get hit by a car. Slow moving, no, not even a slow moving car, fast moving car, because I'm just tired of it. I mean, Calvin is confused. I don't think Calvin knows what he wants. I'm not saying sexually, I'm just saying I think he's just confused. Because he's talking about she wants a thug. I'm like, oh God, Calvin, shut up, please. You're a whiny little man. Yeah, that's it. I'm with Dani. Let's stop talking about Penny Man. All right, you guys. So Fatima, I really do feel bad for Fatima. So Fatima pulls up on Zach at one of the houses. So she has some money for Zach, and it is $25,000. I'm like, damn, 25 G's. So he's like, where'd this money come from? He said, because these houses hadn't sold yet. She says, they actually have sold. She says a developer has already purchased them because they're building schools around them, which I didn't understand that. I mean, I know that will raise the property value, but the homes aren't built yet. So, but you know what? I don't know much about real estate. So, but she told him to reinvest his money. He's like, okay. She's like, but keep some of it for yourself. He's like, well, how about 5,000? She says, yeah. She's like, what are you gonna do with it? He was like, give me a place. She's like, okay, well, how about you just take 2,000 and come stay with me? She says, because she's really feeling him. I'm like, ooh, poor Fatima, my girl. Don't like the way they got my girl looking out here. Oh God. Oh God. How'd I end up saving this for last? All right, you guys, so I'm gonna pause right here, catch my breath, because this is gonna be a long one. It's a scene that I really don't want to talk about, and you guys can already figure out what it is, because I haven't talked about it if you watched the episode. So let's pause here and wrap the episode up. All right, you guys, Andy and Gary. Yep, I said it. Andy and Gary. Even in my notes, it says, I'm tired of these two. Literally, tired of these two. So Andy and Gary are having a conversation with each other. Annoying. So she's telling Gary how, you know, he's the jealous type. You know, some ladies like that, but he can be overbearing, basically, is what she was trying to tell him. So he's like, well, I'm going to counseling, Andy. She's like, okay. He's like, and I think we should go to counseling together. She's like, you go to counseling. It was a back and forth because she kept saying, you go to counseling. He kept saying, we go to counseling. And you should go to counseling as well. And then she caught it. She's like, wait. Why should I go to counseling? He's like, no, you're going to get mad. She says, no. Why should I go to counseling? Another back and forth. So he eventually tells her, the reason that you should go to counseling is because of the attention that you seek from men. I was like, ooh, so you're just calling her needy. You're just telling her that she just needs a man in her life. Well, I mean, oh God, I don't want to agree with it. I don't want to agree with him so badly. I really don't. Because I don't like Gary. But I gotta agree with Gary, just a smidge. Because I mean, oh God, I don't want to agree with Gary, but he is right. She does things for attention. I mean, let's not forget about Paris. Let's not forget about Paris. God, as much as I don't want to agree with Gary, I have to. If she had not slept with Paris, I would be like he is grasping at straws. But she slept with Paris for, it was an attention. It was a way to get back at him. Oh God, Andy, you got me agreeing with Gary of all people. God. So she still has the damn ring on, and eventually she says, yes, we're engaged. So when he says, well, let's settle a date, in walks Karen, Sabrina, Danny. Danny kept telling him, you should stay. Sabrina says, go. Danny says, you should stay. Karen says, go. Danny says, you should stay. Andy says, goodbye, Gary. I'm like, damn, how many times? Dude, you can see that this is an awkward situation. Walk your black ass out. So, they say, so they sit down and like, so you're engaged to him? She's like, yeah, we're engaged. And Danny said, congrats, girl. And Sabrina was like, really, Danny? She's like, girl, do you see this rock? She says, don't get a prenup, girl. She says, I'm a lawyer. She's like, yeah, if he's going to beat your ass, at least get paid for it. And Karen and Sabrina were like, oh my God, Danny, why would you say that? She's like, shit, if a man hits me, he can hit me once for 1 million, 2 million. She's like, I'm just joking. Which, I believe she was joking, but she was trying to make Andy see how insane this sounds. This man damn near hugged you to death, and you're gonna go and get engaged to him? Make that make sense. But you know what? I'm actually on Danny's side. I'm with Danny. If Andy wants to be with this man, let her be with him. If he goes to the point of killing her, we warned her, that's gonna be on her, not us. I mean, you gotta let people, hard head makes a soft ass. So let Andy, find out the hard way. So, where we at? But Andy says, I know what I'm doing and everything is fine. But Sabrina was like, but he almost put you to death. And then she's talking about, but I know him. And I am so glad that Sabrina said this. I would have expected it to come from Danny, but it came from Sabrina. Sabrina was like, you only know one side of him. When you were with him, he was a married man. He would sleep with you and he would go home to his wife. So you don't know the Gary day to day. You just know the Gary behind closed doors and in the bedroom. I'm like, ooh, I was even with Dan. I'm like, damn, bitch. Did you have to say that? But she did. But Andy says, if he does it again, I'm done. He won't get a second chance. Girl, what happens if he kills you? He won't get a second chance, and neither will you. You know what? I've been saying it for the last few weeks. I'm not going to let Andy raise my pressure, and she's not. So let us move on. So then Danny and Sabrina was like, wait a minute, Karen, you real quiet on the situation. Why are you so quiet? Like, you the one that brought us here. And Andy clocked it. She saw Zach. She was like, yeah. And she slept with him. I'm like, well, damn, girl, how did you clock that? So she tells him what happened about with her and Zach and how Aaron caught them. She and Aaron are on pause. And that's when Danny and Sabrina let her see the footage. And her face just dropped. I'm like, pick your face up. Pick your face up. So now they're having a good time with each other. Their sister circle bond is just, they're lovey-dovey. They're going playing. Weird. But where were we at? So they had some wine. Sabrina says, do you have any cheese? No cheese. So they go to the store. They buying up so much stuff at the store and they talking loud as hell. Now mind you, Oh, that's right. She is high. Cause I'm about to say the only person that's drunk is Andy, but I forgot that Danny was smoking on the way over. Karen is not high though, but they talking loud and they talking about they joking about her and Zach, and then who walks up on them? Fatima. And Fatima was like, Zach. And they were like, yeah, what happened with, and they tell her, how exes are. They slip and slide. And then they noticed that Andy noticed she had a basket and she had food. She's like, oh, is that for that gentleman you were telling us about? You never told us his name. She was like, yeah, his name is Zach. And then up walks Zach. And I was like, oh, dun. It's going down. Oh, I really do feel bad for Fatima. Poor Fatima. But yeah, you guys, that's the episode. So, do me a favor, like this video, leave your comments in the comment section below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else, and share this video, you guys. On to the next one. Do me a solid favor, stay safe out there. Please take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear your mask, and socially distance 6 feet apart. And we'll get through this together, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which is going to be, I won't see you guys again until Friday. I'm going to try to do, so the week's hottest topics will be Friday. We'll have Bell Collective Reunion Part 2, and I'm going to try to do episodes 1 and 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Good night, guys.